Uh, Good morning. It's currently 12:50 p.m. And to me, that's still the morning. Look, I sort of stalemated myself by like looking at the world in a pessimistic way, in a way that's very angled in its analytical sociopathy. I believe a lot of people in the educational system are corrected in a way that's very inconsiderate to creation and corporate empathy. I was looking at logical sources of formulating therapeutic strategies for like people who are stressed out too much, and I was under the impression that people who are higher ups, people who have extreme amounts of wealth, are literally the dumbest people in the world because they don't really understand right from wrong. A rocket engineer is a good example of that, right? Who cares if you make rockets and you want to go to Mars, you want to go to the moon? Are you seriously going to say that people like me need to go out and serve the people who are the grossest people in the world? I think maybe angled sentiments is better than sociopathy. Sentimental incline is when you do things that are corrected through artistic apathies. And literally, my artistic apathy is telling me right now to make short videos, not to make videos that are like an hour long, not even 30 minutes long. Videos that are only like 10 minutes long, just to say something important and something tactical and something analytical to say a secluded person who wants to be a psychologist or a therapist. I think that's the best apathy, right? Those people need to become one with the medical industry, and a psychologist can prescribe you psychotropics, mood stabilizers. But I think a real psychologist is a naturist and an outing expert. I think maybe one of the best ways to be therapeutic towards children who are dealing with a psychotic break or autistic seclusion or obsessive compulsive uh, behavioral patterns or a derelict parental guidance. I think what they need is someone to go out there and grab them with a group of adults and take them out to somewhere cool. Don't take your kids to Six Flags if they're disabled. Don't take them to a play. They're not empathy. They're trials. Everything in their head is disgustingly um, poor. They don't really get the point, right? Epileptic people are not disabled people. They are people with physical impairments. So please don't even bring an epileptic kid up to me. I will look at you like you're a creep. You can bring a disabled person to me, but the thing is, disability to you and me is a different word, right? To me, disability is like when you get two people, okay, and you put them together, and then your eyes can see like both of them instead of just seeing one. You see both of them for what they've been through and who they are being catered by. And the world is ordered and sentimentally focused and trained in some way, but it's tactical. And if you ask me what I'm speaking about, or if I know what I'm speaking about, I'll look at you and say, yeah, I do, but it's not important to you because you want to steal my information and you want to use that to write your essays. You're not a psychopath. I think what you are is a sociopath, a sociopathic person who sits there and types up like this creep. I have a sister named Megan. Her real name's Alina. She's really stupid. If you ever see her, walk away from her right now. The reason why is because she was raised in Indiana, and the people around her, the men, were very, very gross to her because of how pretty she is. She's very pretty. She's Ukrainian, Russian, Polish, German, Iranian, and she has a little bit of a tiny bit of Serbian, which Serbians are basically just Spanish people. If you ever notice, the country is really small, and it's right next to Italy, and it's right next to Spain too. They're like right there. Those people are Spaniards. Yes, they do have blonde hair and blue eyes, but that makes them not German. It makes them Spaniards because of their facial structures. Um, if you're acting like you know things, know them as if they are important. Today, I want you to look at the world in a psychological way, not a sentient way or a sadist way or a moronic way. I want you to understand logic, right? Megan is not logical. Megan is a pessimist and a narcissist. She likes to steal people's information, and she likes to take the information and then write it down and sort of jot, and then she'll sit there and tell you what you're about and how you sort of connect to the world and how you sort of like congest your empathy. And empathy is about being kind to yourself first and then going out and showing people how you did that. Drug addiction is a very good example of this, right? I want you to imagine if a drug addict, right, or an alcoholic, right, became somebody who trained themselves how to become a very talented artist, a very talented active psychoanalytical sociopath, and a very interesting culinary etiquette designer. Now, perfection is not about looking at the world, it's about looking at yourself first and angling yourself to be sentimental. I watch YouTube videos sometimes of people who are like these, like, I guess, like gurus, and I go out and I sort of do it because I'm a compulsive person. But now I'm starting to understand the logical income is not to do that, but it's to look at the world in a secluded way, but to look at it in a very intelligent way. I like to watch videos on other countries. I have a VR headset. I like to use that VR headset and do like watch 360 videos of like Serbia, South America. I watch nature videos. They're really interesting too. You should incorporate that kind of like activities into like a school setting. For people who are highly agnostic and autistic, so they kind of get like the point, right? You're never going to be a person unless you experience life, and sometimes people can experience life when they're trapped in rural areas that are flat and industrial. They don't get to experience that kind of love. I want the people who live um in cities like Modesto. I want those people, okay, and also Stockton. I want those people, more and more people who move away from those cities and move places that are agnostically driven and artistic. That will save their lives eventually. I don't want them to be slaves or corporate like or corporate like angled slaves where they don't really have any power, but they're just doing the same thing over and over every day. I want people to look at the world like it's setting a fire to the ways of my people. Like, what are my people, right? My people are tactical sociologists who understand the world is going to shit. The world is not going to be cool when your kids grow up. The world is not going to be cool if you're living in places that are highly industrial, highly pornographic, highly sadist, and highly addicted to fentanyl and morphidone. These people are very gross and very creepy. People like me do not care about you because you don't care about me, and also you don't care about yourself. And you never really did. Look, world sentience is like this. When you get an effeminate person and you take them and you bash them over the head with a scolding that says that people who are effeminate or artistic or people who like to dance are fags, or they hate people who are hardworking and sentimental, to being creeps, or being catered to having a bunch of wealth with no bounds. The boundaries don't really give anything. They just give you something to bitch at. You're bitching at me because I have this feminine face and these eyes and these glasses on and this kind of like correlated like Southern hospitality. And the formulated thing is this: a Southern belle isn't what you think. A Southern belle isn't a woman. Women are not treated fairly. They're treated like shit. Women don't deserve to have a sentimental incline, right? And what if in this video, right? What if in this video, this 15-minute video that I'm making, what if I could tell you something very helpful and very important? So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at you, and from now on, I'm going to make these videos 15 minutes long, exactly 15 minutes. And then I'm going to tell you exactly how to pour your own drinks. I sat here today, and I made at least 5 pieces of art, and I did time-lapse videos of them. And I will post these videos on YouTube. The reason why is because I want to show people how interesting my training was. A training session is something you do without cause, without empathy, without intertwined agnostic sociopathy. It's what you do that's, say, methodical but not planned, but interesting in a way. So talk to me again, okay? And I'm just going to tell you this right now. We're not supposed to be on this planet for the correlated system. We're supposed to be on this planet to make ourselves very interesting and very angled towards helping people who are a part of the education system. The education system is functional, but it's not actually functional for people who are intelligent. I don't really understand the college setup and how it's empathetic. I do understand that it's angled sociopathic, it's anal intensive, it's secluded and narcissistic. It's full of people who are wealthy but not intelligent. It's literally a cesspool of sociopathically inclined morons who can't tell you how to dish out something that will give you an upper hand and give you more wealth. The most important factor is that you need money to survive in the American society. Anybody who tells you just need love or freedom or the ability to just do as what you want is an idiot. Those are angled agnostic idiots who want you to talk to them like they are better than you are because they are sociopathically driven. A lot of them are antisocial too. Watch out for antisocial people because antisocial people are very cruel and they're very catering to nothing. They just want to fuck you over. The reason why they're antisocial is either because they were given something very cruel as a child, and they were told they were either ruthless and evil, or they were told they were better than you. So try to make them into cowards and run away from them if they are violent. If somebody has experienced any kind of physical assault as a child, or has experienced that in like maybe an incarcerated setting, they're not going to be nice to you. They're going to stay away from you. But if you try to screw with them, they will come over to you and they will cater to you, being their slave or their slip up artist. I'm not trying to be mean to anybody, but I'm just trying to analyze people at a secluded rate. World order is about your brain being in order. Don't try to control the world around you. Don't try to act like you're a politician. Don't try to act like you're a political entrepreneur, unless you have extremely high IQ and you're just doing it for fun. I would never want to be a politician, but I've always wanted to work as an artist. And I think art is therapeutical for people who are traumatized sexually, sentimentally, and who are agnostic. I think maybe love around you isn't what you think it is. To me, all English words are acronyms. Okay, love means logical, omnipresence, virtued, empathetically. It's a way of living the life that you want, but making sure the life in context is empathetic to a training, right? Training is like becoming one with yourself before you become one with other people's lives, right? Intercourse is empathy in a way. It's an act that people do, and don't try to attach an emotional drive to it if you're having it too much or having it a lot. Just look at the world like it's empathetically inclined and train yourself to be more apathetic and inclined to be perfected. Systems look at you, and for these last couple seconds, I'm just going to show you my hands, like there. See my hands right there. There's something special about them. I don't know what it is, but anyways, bye.